Radio, back again. Coming at you with episode 5?
5 now.
5 now, yeah. Still here, still talking shite, and people are still people are still listening. We're on our a little tealing small batch here just to warm ourselves up. So
courtesy of you, Brett. You'd need it with weather like that out there, isn't it?
honest to God, man, it's not bad out here. I always like tealings.
It's lovely, yeah.
Isn't it?
Lovely. Again, a friend of mine actually introduced that to me a long time ago. Nice small batch, lovely nice cut off it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, first time I actually ever tasted it was this is a bar. I was introduced to when I was living in Australia, and the fella said to me, "Oh, do you like tealings?" And I was oblivious to it. I was like, "Oh, I've never even heard of tealings," and tasted it. That's a good few years ago, and yeah, Jesus,
it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's lovely stuff. Yeah, right. So we're the countdown's on. We're a couple of hours out. 1st of November.
Big day, Brett.
Big day. What's the plan? Talk me through it.
Yeah, I suppose look at I went out for a bit of a walk yesterday actually get the dogs out and about. Haven't had much time recently, no more than yourself.
No.
So brought Arya, my youngest, and my only girl out yesterday. Get the dogs out for a bit of a run, and yeah, it went well. As you know, my pointer and has had a big operation. It's only in 3 legs, but he
Tripod.
powering on yesterday. Brilliant, delight with him. So
Big dog. Yeah.
great nose on him, and was working well with Springer. So look, fingers crossed that continues tomorrow.
Happy days. Tomorrow will be the tell all, I suppose, isn't it?
Did you get up to that much yourself, man?
Not major. We had actually, well, since our last episode, we done a day, a bit of feral pigeons for a company there that we get our grain off. That was great bit of practice there too.
Get the eye in.
Yeah, get the eye in. Then yesterday, same story. Myself and the kids were out at the gun club and just had a bit of a look around, checked everything. Obviously, we've still birds in some of the pens. We kind of released them. Phase released them throughout. Checked them. Smashed it all. Smashed looking birds. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Done a lot with the big night, Friday night. Actually, we had a competition in the club. It was sort of just something, bit of crack.
Yeah.
It was a fox shooting competition. So we went out 2 teams. Myself and Gaza were the A team, and Skinny and Sam were the Bs. But
drop the bomb. Who won?
Well, we were bet. We were bet. we were well bet. But I look at the end of the day, we came out. We got 9 foxes out of it, so that was good. That was a good outcome, I suppose. You have a lot more. Wild birds are a bit safer now, I suppose.
Well, look, that's it. That's 9. And if one of them gets into one of the runs, it's decimation there. So it's an ongoing practice and a worthwhile. I think even we're all guilty of it from time to time. You kind of drop the ball a little bit on that because there's so much, I suppose, emphasis going into tomorrow and you're getting ready for that. But it's a huge part of the
very important
of the game, as I say.
Absolutely, 100%. I'll give you an interesting statistic. One thing I did notice the other night when we were out. Myself and Gaza covered 2 farms, right? A lot of walking, serious amount of walking, 2 fairly big farms. But I'd say if we covered maybe, I'm just ballparking here, 500 acres, right? Just roughly say maybe thereabouts. We counted 16 foxes.
Wow.
Yeah, 16 foxes, which is outrageous, right?
Huge numbers.
But what was more outrageous and more worrying was we've counted 2 woodcock and 3 snipe. So for the same area of land, you have 16 foxes, right? That we saw,
Yeah.
and you've 5 game birds. You could almost speculate. Some people would say endangered game birds. So that'll give you an idea. No wonder they're endangered.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
That was.
I think. Just when you mentioned that, Brett, I think the NARGC are and again, look, we'll have one of the guys I think on later in the
absolutely
the episodes, but they're doing a count this year, hand in the wings, because they can do a test. Just reading up a little bit at the weekend to see whether they're native or migratory species. Like which one of them they are, and because they're collecting data. I think it's a European drive to gather statistics, basically to for the count of numbers and where they're coming from, or what numbers are staying, what numbers are heading off. So it's a very worthwhile, and I'm going to do it myself tonight when I go home. I think they've a little web page up for your count, for the deer aspect, for the pheasant, for your bag count.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I think they're doing a huge drive now because I know across the water they're coming up against huge issues in terms of people trying to cut down on the shooting and what birds are trying to cut down on. So obviously we don't want that if there's no need for it. We obviously want to conserve where necessary,
100%,
but we need the data. So I think it's worthwhile. And if people are a member of the NARGC, I think you can go on their website. All the information is there to download that. And I might even ask Keith, one of the lads there, if there's an app or something coming on stream, which I think would be very handy for the lads out in the field. But very, very worthwhile exercise. And I think we have it in the book, in the back of, we get a copy of the book every year when you renew your membership. And I think in the middle of that, there's a little bag count in that as well, which you can fill out with quite easily X and what species you're after.
Good idea. Yeah, it's a great idea to have, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's one issue, and I've been hearing it across the board lately. That's one thing that's probably lacking here is there's no wildlife census.
Yeah.
So we don't know what we have. So it's very hard to, put systems in place. I just read one statistic going back a couple of years ago. Now I have to stress these are not exact facts. This is something loosely, but I think documented deer kills in one recent year was about 34,000 in a season.
Wow.
But that's only what's documented.
Yeah.
Do you know that is only what's documented?
Yeah.
Out of that 30-odd thousand, about almost 50%, around 14,000, were shot in Wicklow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people kind of saying, even just around the deer, there's a lot of people, it's very, people are saying, no, they're not as plentiful. And then other people are saying, oh, Jesus, there's way more. But I think what's happened is they're moving.
Yeah.
They're in places now they've never been before.
Absolutely. Sure. Like we've spoken about it. We're down in the Midlands now, and they're left and right of us here, and they're coming from the Tullamore side now and from the Wicklow side back there. And so and look at it. That's great to see.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Great to see.
Yeah.
I suppose again, we need the data and. Like I've seen it personally, you've seen it personally up in Wicklow. I mean, it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're plentiful up there.
Oh, plentiful. Absolutely, 100% about that.
I think that as well as that, Bren, the information that needs to be correlated here is vital for the likes of the NARGC or your
Country Sports Ireland.
To correlate this information, and I suppose to have it to hand. Like we've also I'm following a lot of the American whitetail.
Yeah.
And they have a huge amount of disease and stuff like that over there.
Absolutely,
And we need to know why that's happening. Is it because of overpopulation, or is it because of lack of good nutrition, or lack of habitat? 100%. These are all the things we need to know. So it's imperative that there's some sort of correlation of that information in a centralised kind of location.
Definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, I couldn't agree more. And I just read up there as well. Like when it comes to America, see, I suppose the big thing in Ireland, there's very little public land in Ireland, isn't there? It's very, very little. It's all privately owned. Like, so you're not gonna throw on your backpack and your rifle and head off through the wilderness for 4 days.
No, unfortunately not. It'd be nice to.
It'd be lovely. I'd love to do it. But then you see, even in America, the legislation over there is phenomenal, and the money that's pumped into protecting not only hunting wildlife, but the preservation of it as well, and that it's done in a correct manner. Like it's massive. It's
tag systems as far as
tag systems, lottery systems. Have you seen this? The lottery system. So you can basically, in certain states, for certain species, it is exactly as it says. It's a lottery. So you enter a lottery to get a tag.
Wow.
So the chance you get is the same, but then it's also fair because it's open to anyone. Anybody can enter. You know. So it's mad. And then the amount of people that hunt in America is unhuman.
Yeah.
It's outrageous. I can't remember they've done one sense in one of the states, and it was in the millions of people that in that.
And of course, they have the bow hunting over there, which is illegal over here. But for what reason I don't know.
That's something definitely. I'm glad you brought that up. That's something I definitely want to try and talk to somebody about.
Why
exactly is it? Because the class is inhumane? I don't know.
I mean, that requires a level of skill and stealth and training.
Absolutely.
Years. I mean,
without doubt.
I don't think the gun is takes obviously training.
Yeah.
Plenty of hours out in the field and plenty of tracks with nothing on your back coming home. But it's definitely I'm an admirer of it. I'd love to know more about it.
Yeah.
I'd love to know, like yourself, why there's not more a clamour for that to be allowed over here.
Absolutely, yeah. So these are all questions that in the coming weeks and months we're going to get answers. Yeah, without doubt. So
just before we go, Brent, I think we both seen it. Got a little whisper of this, and I think coming into tomorrow, this hit a chord with you and I think.
Absolutely, I know exactly what you're talking about now. Before you even tell me,
yeah, a little kind of anecdote there was on the Facebook. And it's called Why I Hunt. And I'm going to read it out here because I think this will strike a chord with a few people going into tomorrow, especially, the weather's bad out there. It's unseasonable. But nonetheless, we'll all go out tomorrow, get soaked to the skin and hopefully come home happy,
Happy. Absolutely.
So I hunt because my father hunted and he took me with him. And so we built a bond that I still cherish. I do not need to hunt to eat, but I need to hunt to be fully who I am. I hunt because it links me with the boy I used to be and the young man my father was then. I hunt because if I didn't, I would have seen fewer eagles and ospreys, minks and beavers, foxes and bears, antelope and moose. I hunt because it is never boring or disappointing to be out of doors with a purpose, even when no game is spotted. I hunt for the satisfying exhaustion after a long day in the woods, for the new stories that every day of hunting gives us, and for the soft snoring and dream whimpering and twitching of sleeping dogs on the back seat as we drive home through the darkness. I hunt because it keeps my passions alive and my memories fresh and my senses alert even as my beard goes grey, and because I am afraid that if I stopped hunting, I would instantly become an old man. And because I believe that as long as I hunt, I will remain young. Now, that's not something to drink to.
Tell you, without a shadow of a doubt, cheers, lad. Without a shadow of a doubt, deadly. That's what it's all about, I suppose, isn't it?
That's something to
drink hard. Yeah, definitely, without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, I saw that and I was reading it and I thought, yeah, that's absolutely brilliant.
I was coming over here and obviously it's harsh now with rain there, And I know this is probably it's going to seem odd, but you'll probably strike a chord with yourself and a lot of hunters out there. I mean, I think with the forecast tomorrow, we're all going to go out into the wet and wild tomorrow. But there is nothing, even on a day like that, and I love it, coming home, soaked to the skin, and if you have a pheasant or two thrown over the shoulder, and you're coming in and getting a bit of hot grub or a bit of soup or stew or something like that at the end of the day.
Can't beat it.
Happy days.
Yeah, cannot beat it, please, without a shadow of a doubt.
Bit of hardship and
yeah. Well,
it's not so nice when there's nothing hanging out your back.
Exactly,
but a few of them as well.
It gives you determination to go again, I suppose.
Exactly. Yeah. But look. I think we're all looking forward to it. So.
Yeah. What do you what's your plan tomorrow? What, early start, obviously.
Yeah, early start. I'll bring the kids out with me. So the eldest fella Dylan now, he'll be in college tomorrow, so he won't make it. He shot his first couple of snipe last year, believe it or not.
Good stuff.
So I'm hoping he's going to take up the gun now and hopefully take on what I tried to teach him or show him.
Yeah.
And we can start maybe taking on that tradition again. And then the three younger guys, Ryan, Lee, and obviously my princess Arya, she'll be first down the stairs. And we'll head out relatively early. We'll go out for a couple of hours, probably hit the club grounds or the peripheral of the club grounds anyway. and try and bag a pheasant early.
Deadly.
And then we'll come home for the fry around 11 or so, or half 11 maybe. And get a bit of grub, and that normally does them for the early part then, because we'll do a good hard trek there for a couple of hours, and then I'll probably go back out for the evening shoot.
Yeah.
And then myself and Noel, one of the lads in the club, will take in the pheasants for the longest tail. We'll do that probably around 5:30, 6 o'clock. No later than 6:30, I told the lads. No, so we have to get home, get changed, get ready for
pints.
Festivities.
That's the stuff. That's the stuff.
Yourself, Brian?
Yeah, something similar. I'll bring up early and bring Cooper with me. He's my the eldest, who's my only boy, but bring him with me. The little one, she's a bit too young yet. So we'll get out early. I suppose be out there for probably maybe 7:30. 7:30. Be ideal. Meet up the lads, come up with a plan, split up, head off and like that. Do a couple of hours, see what we get. Depending on the weather, if it's going to be as wet as I think it is, I'd say we'll probably head into Kinnegad for the fry. I'd say.
Or the pan.
Yeah, exactly. Or if not, it depends. I honestly think it's nicer when you cook it there.
Oh, absolutely.
It's nicer, but it's not nice when it's spinning around trying to keep stuff. So we might do that. Back home, then might go out. We might go out for a pheasant then again in the evening, or we might go out for a duck. We might go out for an evening flight of duck maybe that evening. Back home, showered and into Larkins, I'd say, and eating there for a few pints then. That'll be the
and you do the longest tail or heaviest bird around?
We haven't really in the past now, to be honest with you. But as I said, the club it's grown and grown, and we're doing stuff. I think this year we're definitely starting to do stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I won't say right, but there's a lot more involved.
Bringing a bit of
crack to it. Yeah. So I'd say we might do that. But look, it'll be plenty of long stories told anyway.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Untethered and Wanderwise, where adventure has no age limit. We're your co-host, Heidi Brandis and Nikki Mahundro, and we're here to inspire and celebrate women over 45 who are embracing their independence and want to explore the world on their own terms.
Pat, a lad in our club, Pat Healy, has kindly, this is the first year we're doing it, definitely in my time in the club anyway. So he's gone into Clare, and he's got 2 lovely trophies made, which I'll show you. I'll stick them up on the Instagram there later on. The Irish Hunting Podcast, for people who are not on there, get on there. He's kind of sponsored the longest and the second longest tail.
Nice.
He's 2 lovely trophies, and Pat wanted it to be in commemoration of fellow hunters fallen, both in the club and outside. It's a lovely gesture, and something that struck a chord with the club, and it's to commemorate, as I say, past and present, past fallen members of the club in and outside the club. So
nice,
nice gesture.
That's lovely. That's what I like that, Jim, because in fairness to your club, there's serious history. Is there a long time?
Long time, yeah.
Long time ago. That's phenomenal.
So it's important that we remember. As I say, we're only carrying the can. The lads who started, they had the biggest job. They had to go out and do a lot more legwork than we had to do. And we're hopefully doing a little bit of justice. Going forward.
Absolutely brilliant, man. That's like the sound of that now. Any days in the past stuck out? Any big,
I suppose we all have. There's been plenty. I think the one that I used to be in a small club just outside Enfield at one time, and it was one of my first year shooting. I think it actually was my first year shooting. But it was a wily elder statesman in the club, and at that time in that particular club there was a nice prize for the heaviest bird and the longest tail, But with that, as you probably know, goes an awful lot of shenanigans,
Messing.
And all kinds go on, including super glue and all kinds of sorts of stuff, and pheasants growing along her neck and all that kind of thing. But so we were out and he was showing me around the grounds, like where we were shooting. It was the first time. She was a pheasant got up and I took a pull at it, and she said, where down she went, and just as it was tumbling, a second shot went off,
Yeah.
So, and I'd say, look, it was probably 30 yards maybe, it wasn't a great shot or anything, but it was enough to do the business. But he was kind of half congratulating me as I was walking up to the board, and then he spotted that this was a contender,
Oh,
so then
switch around.
What I had quickly come to understand was his second shot was to cover off the eventuality that this was either a heavy bird or a longest tail contender. So I think he probably knew when this bird got up that it was one or either of them, So when he got close to him, he says, he said, fair play to you. He says, you got him, you clipped him. He said, and I finished him, So we went to the pub that night, and sure enough, it won the heaviest board, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was the heaviest board, and the prize for that was, I think, a couple of quid and a box of cartridges or something like that,
Idea.
And of course, as the porter started to go on, he went up and collected his prize.
Yeah.
And as I was only a new member of the club, I didn't want to rattle any cages, but I was kind of looking at it. But he came up to me in fairness to him after, I think after the money was put behind the bar, and he drank anyway, which was probably... And he said, oh, you shot it all right, With a wink. I still never got any cartridges, mind you. Yourself, Brent?
Is the gas. Well, I say, first days we kind of, we're kind of, not that we're new to a club, but we haven't gone that far back with great memories. But I remember when we were youngsters, when we were starting off kind of shooting, maybe around 16, just show you how fucking naive we were. But there was a big pheasant shoot just up the road from me here. Oh, huge! There was a lad rearing hundreds of birds. It was all a big driven shoot, and I always remember the 1st November. When you drive up the road, it was all brand new Land Rovers and Range Rovers, and stuff that you wouldn't see around here, So we obviously knew what was going on, but so naive in the fact that I remember ringing the man that ran the shoot. But sure, I just thought he just loved rearing pheasants and bringing his mates up. This is great, So I rang him, and I won't mention names, but I rang him. I says, how's it going? I says, Brendan Maguire here. I says, no, just wondering, myself and a buddy of mine do a good bit of shooting there. Would there be any chance you could go in and shoot a few pheasants? And his response was, oh God, absolutely no problem whatsoever at all. I'd fit you in there anytime. No, it's I think it's €600 per gun. So we says, all right. I said, sure, I'll get back to you.
I would have asked, do you get a free gun with that?
Honest to God, we were only apprentices at the time. I'd say we were earning €200 a week.
Yeah.
So then we decided, do you know something? I says, do you know how we'll do now? We'll go around to all the landowners that have the land mayor.
Good man.
That have the land mayor in the shoot. And so we all knew that I knew them all well, being from here and all. So I went around and chatted them and says, do you mind if we shoot there and a few pheasants or whatever? No, work away and all that. Sure, lad, we used to go in. They were effectively our beaters. It used to be outrageous. We'd absolutely cleaned up. So
the poor man's driven shoot, Brent, huh?
The poor man, exactly. The poor man's, or maybe the clever man's.
The clever man, absolutely.
One or the other, but that's some of the kind of stuff we used to get up to. Yeah,
good stuff.
Exactly.
That's great crack. Yeah,
that's right. It's a right bit of crack. Any other big memories now down through the years? You've done a good bit.
There's probably been there's people like that. There's more the crack obviously when you've pulled on something and somebody suddenly appears and sees that you're after missing, and then you get back and you have to listen to I always had a great excuse because I was there wearing glasses, and if there was any bit of mist or rain at all, I'd blame that. But no, and yourself?
No, not really. There's one actually now out on the club shoot a couple of years ago. One of the lads, Damien Maloney, the sort of the head fella, I suppose. It was just so funny the way it happened. In fairness to him, he's a super shot, but he was just unlucky in this circumstance. But it's a meme that's going around. I'm sure it'll surface somewhere tomorrow, but it just shows Damien the gun up, and the caption is, "He fired 3 shots at the cock and missed, but your luck, that's none of my business." And every year it surfaces and they all get a bit of a laugh over it. To be fair, he doesn't miss too many of them, in fairness.
I might actually, he'll have a good sneer at this, but we were supposed to, some of the land that we shoot has some, shallow enough dishes, but obviously this time of the year, with that rain out there, they start to fill up quickly enough, So we decided this year, believe it or not, I said, I'm not getting too wet feet starting off, so we'll strategically put a couple of little nice bridges across some things,
Yeah.
Just pedestrians, but he was supposed to come down with me, of course, but no show. Good man, Robert, if you're listening. And I decided I had, it was an aluminium platform, with the plywood kind of plank in the middle. So lightweight enough, but heavy enough if you're going 2 or 3 kilometres,
Yeah.
So off I set with this thing anyway. And I said, I'd cut across here where I thought the stream or the little ditch wasn't too high, So I had a plank above my head, and down I go down one side of the bank, and across what I thought was a little, of course there's reeds and there's amateur mistakes, straight down the 2 feet straight down to the middle. I went down to my knees in the stream, and of course what was across the far side of the river, on the nicest bull wire, electrified.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And I had about 3 foot of water.
Oh.
And this thing above my head. Now I have to say, I had to take a knee for a couple of minutes after that one, It was good for the ticker. So I cursed Robert, and I cursed the plank, I cursed the electric fence, and I still had to pull another half a kilometre, 3/4 of a kilometre to get to where I originally wanted it to go.
Jesus Christ. Oh, there's be some crack that happens. I remember, and I was sticks in my head years ago, another friend of mine, Leo Kieran, this years ago, and we were out this real heavy cover over towards kind of Killucan, Raharney direction, out across this kind of high bog, all heather, kind of this time, well, a little bit later in the year, obviously kind of end of November, maybe early December, and Leo was plodding through this heather, shotgun broke over his shoulder, and there's an old rickety old fence going down through the bog for whatever reason it was put there. So Leo, of course, one hand on the post, up over the fence, and completely disappears. Jumps straight into a drain, but you see it was completely covered with heather, so you couldn't see it. I mean, he completely disappeared. And it took me about 6 minutes to catch my breath from laughing and I checked that he was okay.
I suppose for everyone out here, this is a kind of unique sense of humour that hunters have. First you have to get over the fit of laughter, and then you go and check if he's all right as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, it's good old crack. Sure, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
Gear then, Brendan. Tomorrow, what's your preparation for gear?
Gear wise, mine is not a whole pile. I'll bring
wellies.
Wellies, yeah. Definitely a good pair of wellies. I'll be perfectly honest with you, I bring a rain-proof coat, but I wouldn't wear all. I'm not a big believer, like waterproof trousers, right?
Yeah.
They're great, but when you're out walking, man,
they're very uncomfortable.
They're uncomfortable. Yeah. You sweat, you come up, which is worse, Yeah. So I don't really bother with that. I just pair of wellies, good jacket, hat. I don't, but I'm thinking about getting a set of ear defenders.
Yeah.
I've noticed lately the out here wouldn't be what it used to be,
I would say, especially if you do have a couple of pops. I find it a little bit of. Now look at both you and I are in construction games, there's probably years of probably not wearing them when we should have been wearing them anyway.
Definitely.
Definitely, I do find a bit of ringing in the ears now.
100%. Like I was saying at the Pigeons on last Sunday, man alive, it was ringing in the ear, so.
I do bring a couple of, the disposal ones, the roll-up ones.
Yeah.
Even that,
I think that's what I might do. I might just get some of them,
Because they're handy to have.
Absolutely.
They're not as intrusive as the other ones. And I suppose because you're not going to be, you're not going to be popping too often. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
It's not going to be in the dozens, right? So
no, 100%.
Just on that, Bren, I've seen, and I said to Avril, my wife there at the weekend, I'd love, now I know it's probably the nice hunting shirt with the you see the boys decked out with the
boys decked out, true.
I don't know how would that go down? Feasible that is the rough shooting.
No.
But for instance, bog holders, you're
exactly. All I can say, it looks well, and each their own. But if I rocked up to the gun club wearing that tomorrow,
you wouldn't hear the end of it.
No, I'd never hear that.
I think maybe the after party might be better.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'd similar to that. I actually have, as I said, I use the hiking boots. The above ankle ones. I don't use wellies anymore. Now I'm going to get a good wellies for maybe if we get snow or frost, just having because I find the neoprene line ones are nice.
Cool. And there's layers of feather too. Yeah.
So that's what it's like that. A set of green hunting trousers in sea lands or something like that. And I have my nice woolly jumper with my pheasant emblem on it, and I have a kind of sleeveless hunting jacket with game pocket in the back, ammo pouch in the front. I have an ammo belt, but I find the last couple of years I'm trying to lighten the load not.
100%.
So
100%.
I'll have probably, I think there's 8 or 10 rounds each side. That's more than enough.
It's more than enough. Yeah, exactly.
2 nice pockets. I have the snake, the gun snake for just in case.
100%.
I've never had to use it, believe it, but I hate the thought of going out and having to cut it short.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not hold it back because you have to plug in
one of the barrels.
Yeah, so that'd be that, and then what else would I have? I'd have
choke selection. What way?
Chokes, and I was telling you there, I kind of in preparation for today, I suppose, just did a little bit more research on chokes. Jesus, you could go into the science of this stuff, Now I naively, as we said at the very outset of the show. The scientific end of the stuff here wouldn't be wouldn't be my forte anyway.
Not mine.
So my gun is choked, obviously, and for people that don't know, it's essentially a slight coning. They screw into the bottom of the end of the barrel of the gun, and they create a slight coning effect towards the muzzle end of the gun to essentially when a shotgun is fired, there's depending on the ammo round, there's like a lead shot or steel shots coming in now, I think. So there's loads of little essentially ball bearings in the cartridge. These are released. The
what?
Yeah, so the what is behind that keeps so essentially the
bearings.
I'm after losing the train of thought there. My choke. Essentially creates a slight cone effect to essentially keep that round together longer. So if you're shooting through an open barrel, essentially the shot comes out, it starts to spread in a kind of cone effect. The choke keeps that together tighter for longer. So basically, mine was very primitive. I would use what I now know is called an improved choke, which essentially is the barrel itself, essentially, basically the same width. So that essentially is the standard cone spread, and then the bottom one I'd use a full choke. Now I know there's probably hunters out there saying, "What is this that you not go 3/4 or half?" But that's essentially so. In other words, if on your first shot you miss, so the bird is flying away from you, you want that load a little bit tighter for longer.
Absolutely.
So in other words, it's the best chance of the most clean skin.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, well, I suppose it makes sense because on your second child, he's obviously further away.
He is further away.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. Yeah.
So that was my theory behind it, and I know there's probably people going to be bouncing off.
So there's lads out there. Clay shooters going, what is this?
He's talking about, yeah.
I'm going to bait that.
Yeah, exactly. So I had thought that there was only maybe 3 or 4 different, but there is like, and I wrote some of them down. You know, the improved choke, there's modified choke, full choke, there's half choke, 8 choke. There's, and I think, from what I'm reading, and I need to do another little bit of research into it, but when the steel shot does, if they do get in the steel shot, I think the chokes are going to become more pertinent. So, yeah.
I think that someone tell me you have to have a full chop. If you're using steel chop, it must be you have to have a fully chop. Is that right?
Now, again, I was on the website of one of the choke makers, you know, and like that, from what they're saying, I don't think so, Brent.
But all right,
like
no, could be.
Like
it's stuff you hear through the grapevine.
Yeah. Now there's a lot of considerations, I think, with because the steel shot, I think, is a little bit harder on the barrel and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, believe it or believe it not, I'm actually shooting steel shot tomorrow.
Are you?
Yeah. We're all shooting steel shot tomorrow.
Okay.
Reason being is, as I say, nothing goes to waste. So a lot of lads will cook the pheasants, most of them will.
Yeah.
And then one that isn't cooked will be the lads will use them for the birds.
Okay.
So it just cuts out the whole risk of contamination of lead with game, with birds.
And how long have you been shooting like that, Brent?
I have never shot a steel shot in my life. So tomorrow is my first day. So
like the glasses, Brent, if it all goes wrong, you can blame the steel shot.
Exactly, without doubt. Yeah. So we'll give it a go. Everyone says the same thing. Like one of the lads shoots with him kind of all the time because I say he uses it for the meat, what he shoots for his birds, and he said he doesn't notice any difference. He says, you might want to let them in a little bit closer. I think for the likes of pigeons, pheasant, it doesn't take a big shot to drop a pheasant or a duck or anything like that. So when you're on bigger stuff like geese that's not going to work like that. I don't think it's going to work anyway, unless they can come up with something different. I'm not sure. Steel shot, I don't know, this is a whole minefield. I won't go too much into detail on it, but I don't know if I did mention one of the other podcasts, but I did hear someone said that when it comes to rifles is when it's going to be a real big issue.
Yeah.
Because from a .243 up, they can use a copper, they can use a replacement for lead. But anything down, a lot of manufacturers are saying, no, we can't, it just won't work.
It won't work.
So that's a fair portion of guns that are going to be obsolete, I suppose.
I think they're probably going to have some sort of concession for that. Then, over a certain caliber. Can be and under can't be or whatever.
100%. Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. But it's a minefield.
Now I don't know, Brian. Like, is there that much shooting going on in the world that lead?
It's doing that much damage.
We're talking about minute particles.
100%. Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. Not at all. Like, I'd say lead, like how much lead is thrown, around places from old roofs and gullies and old batteries and stuff like that. We're talking about, a minuscule amount over a massive area. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Isn't it?
Yeah, I just think there's more, I would say, pending concerns. Than, Now, fair enough. Look, I don't know if there's a huge big, stocked lakes, with ducks, and it's constantly being shot or whatever.
Absolutely, 100%.
You could probably argue, getting into water streams and stuff like that, but like for rough shooting purposes, I don't know. I
struggle myself.
We ain't scientists, as
no,
we said before.
Me 100% without a shadow of a doubt. No, we're the opposite.
We were joking here before we started. I believe it's our just about anyway. Brendan's a little bit more educated.
I don't know if I'd say that or not. To be honest, I have one. I don't know where it is.
Yeah. But that's probably the setup now for tomorrow. The gear, and then it's just about getting out and being safe. And the dogs are in good shape. I'm actually going to, which needs to be done anyway. My Springer needs a bit of a slight bit of a haircut. So I'm going to do it this evening, hopefully. Anyway, it was overdue. I was meant to get done last week. And yeah, because he's a big dog. So
big dog.
He's going to have a busy day tomorrow. So
absolutely.
Hopefully I'll give him a little bit of respite, just taking a little bit extra weight off.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
and
yeah.
Nice and presentable for tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's a good cap. I always find, because I have glasses, I always wear a cap anyway. One, because the sun plays havoc with the glasses. And then the rain is horrendous.
Horrendous. Yeah, 100%. So, yeah.
And it's I'm actually thinking of getting down the line, maybe a bit of laser done, because I generally this time of the year, it's horrible. I love getting out in the wet and the miserable and the cold and all that kind of stuff. But
the glasses
are
really,
yeah, right, fair enough. Especially for stalking as well, Brad. When you have to.
Yeah, that must be a nightmare. Yeah,
it is. It's horrible.
That must be an absolute nightmare. Yeah. Yeah, it's little things like that make an awful difference. Yeah, without doubt. Yeah.
Then I always bring my Leatherman and a bit of a lead for the dog, which is always important.
Yeah.
In case you're traversing in a field where there's sheep or stuff like that, and it's not that my dogs have no interest in sheep, but it's just for peace of mind. For farmers and stuff that you're showing a little bit of.
100%.
When you're going through.
Not everyone is like your dog will be fine, but they don't know that. So
they don't know that.
They know once it's on a lead, or
you're getting on.
Yeah. Exactly,
so and then a bit of rope I always bring as well. If you're lucky enough to get a couple of birds, you can. I know there's probably I have the game pouch at the back, which will easily carry 2 birds. Which is if I get 2 tomorrow, I'd be more than happy.
Yeah. Do you bring your quad along? Do you ever use the quad much? I know you've got a new quad. You don't
got a new quad, yeah. Actually, just across the way here, Coins, as we bought.
Very good, yeah.
In Clonard, I'll be up with a 350 Grizzly this year, and more so for the deer shooting, Bren.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, this is my long term plan, is I have the kids out on get some smaller quads maybe down the road.
Yeah.
And we can all tip on and maybe leave them up beside the club like that. We can actually traverse from my father's place through the bogland right into the clubland, without going on public roads and stuff. So, that'll be my plan, my long-term plan.
Yeah, handy tool, aren't they?
Oh, great.
Oh, man, brilliant. Yeah.
A bit of crack as well.
Great bit of crack, yeah. I had mine, I've only, it's an old, it's a Yamaha 350 as well. I think it's a Big Bear. But yours is 4-wheel drive, isn't it?
She's 2 4-wheel drive selectable.
Yeah, mine's only 2-wheel drive, and man, did I get stuck yesterday.
Yeah.
Absolutely out of the club feeding birds, and man, did I get stuck. So 4-wheel drive would be handy.
Are you going to trade her in, Brad?
I'd love to. It's just like one of those things. There's that many things. Yeah. I would love to. Yeah, I'd absolutely love to.
Which comes first, the quad or the divorce?
It's the quad. Yeah, exactly. Quad would be cheaper. Yeah. I like that. Just talking about Leathermans, I actually broke my Leatherman yesterday. So if anyone knows where, can you get the bits for it? It just goes to show you how handy they are, but I can't even get it out now. But the saw attachment, the saw blade.
Yeah.
That badly stuck yesterday with the quad, literally in the middle of a wood. It went down, lad, and I couldn't get it out. So there was a couple of bits of saplings and that there, and a couple of trees, and I had no saw with me. So literally the Leatherman came out.
Yeah.
Like you're talking maybe 4 inch diameter, but literally it was enough, man. Little Leatherman, cut into it, and down she came. Got a foot underneath the quad, and I was able to get the quad out of there. But on my last one, I just went too hard and snapped it off.
So she was hot from.
She was hot from going, but such a handy tool, man. I wouldn't go anywhere without it,
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I think Leatherman should be able to
get the bits
hook you up there, I imagine,
Yeah. I'll definitely have to look into that. And I suppose that's something we spoke about as well with this podcast as well. Again, we're not sponsored by anyone. When we're talking about gear, it's our
preference,
preference, 110%, and it'll be it's honest, it's not,
Yeah, look, it's the things that we use at the minute, and we're open to testing equipment and having a look. I know there's a lot of good knife suppliers out there as well, and everyone has their preference, in terms of cutting for deer and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
I have a book knife, as you said, and it's cheap and cheerful, kind of
does the job. Yeah.
Does the job, you know.
100%.
But I know there's all kinds of equivalent and better, you know.
Absolutely, yeah.
And we're not saying that they're the ones they're just the ones that we've kind of got used to and use at the minute. And we're open to change, no more than as we go along. There's I know sometimes when I take out my knife, my mate just be looking at me saying, "What is that thing?" You know. It's a lovely, nice, shiny wooden handle. They can really take a shave with, you know. So it's each their own, you know.
Each to their own. Exactly right. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, but
coming up then, Brendan, I suppose the plans for just for people out there, we're moving things forward with the podcast. We're trying to this is a kind of a pre-1st November special.
Absolutely.
But we have obviously later on in the week we're going to record the next episode. Whatever. We're trying to move it on. We've gone, I think, a lot better than even we thought. In terms of
definitely. Sorry, I think we have to mention that we're just off top 50 in the Spotify charts.
Yeah,
beating the likes of some of the bigger
names,
ones and the stuff. So,
phenomenal.
Yeah, that's all definitely thanks to the listeners again. That's only for you.
Yeah, that's I think the for everyone that wants to I suppose see a little bit more about what we do and what we're about. Get on Instagram there. It's at the Irish Hunting Podcast. And we're going to try to set up a YouTube channel over the next couple of weeks.
Definitely.
Because we've plans to go out into some of the game shops and shooting shops and hunting stores around Ireland and some of the shows.
Yeah.
So we'll be chatting to the likes of, you know, the NIRGC and a couple of the local and not so local hunting shops. Having a look at their wares. Maybe doing a few promos if they're that way open to it.
Yeah.
For our listeners so yeah, we've big plans. It's going to require a little bit of a learning and bearing with us. You know,
absolutely.
We're not going to get it right all the time.
No, definitely not.
And we're trying to. I suppose this will feed into the cooking aspect and stuff. What's our preference? Pheasant is on the menu hopefully tomorrow.
Definitely.
So what will you do with your pheasant, Brian?
I'm gonna hang him up for 3 days. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put him in my shed. Here's hoping that hang him up for 3 days. I'm gonna bring him in. I'm gonna cook him, clean him out, and I'm gonna roast him. I'm gonna put him in the bag. And I'm gonna do a nice roast dinner with him. That's the plan.
Lovely.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Now, I got slaughtered by another mate of mine there when we said, why do you hang it by the neck and rather than the feet?
The feet.
Sure, you'd swear I was after committing sacrilege, you know.
We'd be insulted.
Oh, stop. So I got a text that you hang it by the neck to stop gut seepage and so on and so forth.
Okay.
So there you go. Anyway, so by the neck. So he will be hanging probably similar to yourself, 2-3 days. I'll probably breast and Brendan will be the way.
Yeah.
So at the weekend we're having friends over, so we're going to do the full game wild hunting experience for them. They've never experienced game before, so
deadly.
I'm they're coming over Saturday night with the kids, so we're going to do 2 dishes. We're going to do like crispy shredded venison, and anyone who's come to my house has probably experienced it. Even the people that thought they were eating crispy shredded beef. So we'll be doing that, and I'll probably try and throw up a bit of an owl video or something.
That'd be great.
A recipe for it there later on in the week. And the pheasant, then the kids are coming over as well, so we're going to do crispy pheasant goujons and chips with the kids. That's awesome. So that'll satisfy both appetites hopefully. And then the kids were out yesterday, as I think yours were as well. Picking, my kids were picking the last of the crab apples. And I think they're back out today collecting a few rose hips and stuff like that.
Nice.
So we're going to make crab apple jelly or syrup later on.
Nice.
and you can make rosehip and crabapple as well, I think. And the health benefits of that is, I think, off the charts in terms of vitamins. And we used to call them itchy bags. I think you
itchy bags. Yeah. I didn't know you could.
Yeah, rosehip jelly or rosehip syrup. Yeah.
Oh,
so it's an old tonic and stuff, and the trees are laden down with them now. Seemingly, I read an old thing a while back. It was you have to wait for the first frost.
Okay.
Because seemingly the fruit gets softer.
Okay.
But you can pick them now, throw them in the freezer overnight, and that softens them. It mimics the frost. You can make syrup, and it's full of vitamin C and antioxidants and all that kind of stuff. So aches, pains.
Jeez, man, maybe do. I'd love to see that. That's wicked. Yeah.
So I'll let you have a week now with that.
Yeah.
A few pictures of that later on. So for dessert, Saturday night. So if Martin and Sarah are listening, this is what you're getting. There's no options on the menu, but Ava's going to do her renowned cheesecake.
Nice.
And with hopefully a crabapple syrup and blackberry topping. You know.
Man, Jesus.
So there you go. Starter main course dessert.
That is something else. Yeah.
The starter will do a small bit of bruschetta with the last of the tomatoes from the garden. So starter main course dessert.
Lovely.
The full country wild experience.
That's something else, isn't it? I that was a dream of mine. I always loved to do it. Would be, and in fairness, I would always actively try to do it if someone comes over. And Debbie's brothers, they're brilliant. You know, they're great lads to eat. To try different things and that. I'd often cook a bit of venison and stuff for them. But I'd love to do that. I'd love to have like a sort of a barbecue style get together with all game meats, including fish, like trout. A bit of trout down there and a bit of salmon down there off the Mye, and a few bits and pieces like that. And blackberries, I had great intentions to go out yesterday and fill in. I brought bags and everything, but they're gone.
There's a few of them still about, but
is there? Yeah,
they're not in this as
plentiful as they are. No, you see, I want to get them, but they reckon you shouldn't pick them during rain or after rain.
Yes, it's always I think worms or something.
Worms.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's what we were always told. But
exactly.
Yeah, so that's the plan, and I think it'll be. I actually have, believe it or not, now I'll probably just bring it out for the but I made a couple of years back some elderberry wine, you know.
Oh yeah.
So have a couple of, and I must bring you a bottle of that.
Elderberries is which? Is that like the
off the elder tree? So the elder flower, you know, it's white flowers like.
Yeah.
It's gas because we're going in and paying for elderflower tonic, you know what I mean?
It's
but
there.
we're really trying to chop it down outside the hedgerows, you know. But it's a small tiny little blackberry.
Okay.
And I'd use a good bit of that brand with the venison. I find this is me personally. I make a little bit of syrup with that, for just an accompaniment with the. How did you find the bit of red?
Oh man, the last word. Honestly, I meant to say thanks a million for that. Yeah, and he brought us down a couple of red steaks here, and oh man, it was kind of it was literally, to be honest with you, I probably should have done more preparation, but it was literally we were home during the week, kids were there, hadn't done the shopping. It's like, right, what do I make up with this? So just old fashioned, man, fried it. A little bit of red wine in it, onions, mushrooms, made up a bit of gravy with the juice off it, and just literally I had potatoes, but they were gone. So oven chips, man, and oh man, delicious, absolutely. The burgers around there, I'm going to defrost them this week, and I'm going to have them, and I need to get back up myself because my freezer is running low. So I'm off this week, so I'm going to try and get up now and see if I can get a shot or two off, you know. Great thing this time of year is obviously now we're in November, and we will be tomorrow. So those
are in, yeah.
So
the freezer should be full before Christmas, right?
Exactly. You don't have to, you know, when you see an animal now, you can take your shot. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just as well on the YouTube end of things, I recently bought the ATN.
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, I bought the ATN.
Piece of kit, brand.
Yeah, serious looking bit of kit now. It's the ATN 4K 5x20, the X-Sight Pro. Used it the other night now. No fault of the equipment whatsoever. I didn't have it zeroed properly. So I just decided, look, I bit the bullet and back down to Mick in Central Gold Ammo. Mick's the guru with them. He knows them inside out. So he actually sells them. He's the dealer for them. So he said it for me. And he's going to go through a few bits and pieces. But, they're incredible. Like, do you know, I think one of the best features of it is I have a tablet set up, right? So I can pair the tablet to the scope. So my mate, obviously there's no need for a lamp, so he could literally be in the van looking at this, and he's looking through the scope, same as me. You know, it's fantastic. Got one with it, missed a couple of it, which just wasn't zero properly. You know.
I come here. What sort of dollars is on that piece of kit, Brian?
About, I think around about €1,100, €1,200, I think thereabouts. You know, now there is cheaper ones you can get. Now I will stress they're about €1,100. Okay. It will come with an IR. It comes with its own IR light. Yeah. But they're not good. And anyone that has them will tell you that their own. It's not that they're not good. They do the job. But if you just upgrade it to a slightly better one, you'll get much more range. You know, you'll get 300 yards of range, no problem. You know? Okay. So I spent another probably 150, 60 quid then on a torch for it as well.
So all in.
All in about €1,300, I'd say. Yeah, it was a big investment, but I just think they're brilliant. And like when you use it once, like Gaza, that came out with me. Gaza shoots 223. I'm not actually sure what scope he has. He's a dab hand at it now. In fairness to him, he took some shots the other night. My God, they were unbelievable. And we were literally on our very first field. Had it up in the sticks, just scanning the field. Like I said, show me look at that. You know, a bit scared. Show me look at that. And he looked through it, man. And literally in 4 seconds, he says, "All right, yeah, no, I get one of them." He literally says, "No, 100%, I get one of them." Brilliant, yeah, absolutely brilliant, yeah. So I'm going to do a video on that.
Brilliant.
I have a bit of footage there. So we're going to maybe edit that and just make a bit of a video on it. Again, this is no frills. I bought this scope myself. It was not sponsored to me. I'll be telling you exactly what I think about it. And you know.
And just on that, Brendan, when you obviously have that on your rifle, so you want to go back out to your shooting, you have to throw on your scope.
Throw on scope, yeah. Well, you see, now I will, because as I say, I only bought an Element Optics for it. I love the scope, fantastic. So what I've done was I've got a set. My rifle has Picatinny rail on it. Yeah. So I've got Picatinny mounts on the 4K, and I'm going to get a set for my Element scope. So then basically, now people will say disagree with this, but basically I don't need to zero that. Yeah. Because they sit exactly in the one spot. Now you should be right, but you know. So, but with the 4K, it's a day and night scope. So you can just turn off the night vision and it works the same as a normal scope.
Very good.
And it has obviously the record function on it, and you can take pictures with it. Okay. And the whole job. It has a built-in rangefinder in it too.
Wow.
Yeah.
And come here, why, just for, I suppose, people who want to ask that question, why wouldn't you just leave that scope on it full time?
I suppose, well, you're not allowed to use night vision, obviously.
Yeah, so it's going to create
that issue. Now, obviously, you wouldn't be using night vision in the middle of the day anyway. Yeah. But I'm not 100% sure. You know, if there was someone to see that and said that's night vision, you're not allowed. I don't know, is it that you're just not allowed to use them? Yeah. Or obviously you're just not allowed to use them at night time. That honestly I'm not sure of. But as well as that, as you know, it's an expensive scope, right?
Yeah, you're out rough shooting.
You're out rough shooting and stuff like that, and I'm sure they're grand and they're probably well up to the task of it. But I just rather use the other one. To be honest with you, I would. I just rather
fair
use
enough.
So I'd swap them.
Yeah, so look, again, if anyone knows, and he's out there, you know, even for people who would be, say, maybe trading an old scope and going for the scope you're talking about there, what's the legalities of that, of having it on your rifle?
Exactly.
You know, even if you're, you know, out deer shooting during the day. So let us know.
Let us know. 100%. Yeah, exactly. So that's it. We're after waffling away there now for just under an hour. So I suppose we'll probably wrap it up.
Brendan. So best of luck tomorrow.
Best of luck tomorrow. Safe shooting, everyone that's out there. Be safe. The biggest thing.
Yeah. Come home. Everyone needs to come home. Yeah. And hopefully with a full bag and plenty of food on the table tomorrow evening and a bit of crack tomorrow night. Hopefully for. All the clubs out there, and as you say, stay safe.
Stay safe and make memories, and that's what it's all about. Absolutely. And we will be back on next week, and we'll delve into it and see
how we get on, or didn't get on.
Yeah, exactly, one or another. Okay, so have a good one, folks. Take it easy.